All right. What is going on, everyone? We are here. Let's get out of this draft here. We're going to start a new one here. $10 Dinger Draft. Let's get into it. Let's get going. Welcome to the LineStar YouTube channel. As always, once a week, we are doing these drafts up until baseball season, so we only have one more live draft that we're going to be doing. Pretty excited about the season here as a Padre fan. It's obviously a very exciting time, but baseball is just one of my favorite sports, and so let's get this thing going. I did actually, on accident, get into another draft right now. So I do have two going on at the same time. So we can get over to that one real quick. I'm probably going to just let this one go. We did get Soto for first round pick here. And let's go Mateo. Mateo is absolutely crushing it. So let's get back to... Oops. So the draft we're waiting for, there's still 7 people that need to fill up. So while we do that, we'll just wait on this other draft and talk our way through it. So right now I have Acuna and Olsen, so I have a nice little stack there. And I have a really good opportunity here to get either Mike Harris or Austin Riley, which I'm really good either way here. I'm going to strengthen the outfield here and go WBC favorite Randy Arozarena. I do like to try and go outfield early if possible, without totally forcing it here. So that's why I went Arozarena. I think he is a good player. He doesn't have near the upside as some of the other infielders in his area, but there's a lot of infielders late. So I'm okay. Okay, taking a little less. Let's check up on how our draft is. Still waiting for 7 people. So if you guys are watching, jump in. Let's do it. Let's get in this draft together. And also, I do have the YouTube channel up. So if you want to comment, I'm here for you and I can answer some of your questions. How is everyone doing out there today? Huh? Let's get some comments. Let's not have me just talking by myself. Let's fill this draft. Waiting for 8 now. Wow. Went backwards. Let's get back into the draft. It's actually going on. See who's gone here. Man, Dylan Cease keeps going later and later. 5 picks away. All right, so Atlanta and Tampa Bay are the 2 teams I have right now. The last tier 1 pitcher on the board, I would say, is Woodruff. If he falls to me at 46, I would gladly take him there. Highly doubt he will. Corbin Carroll is an exciting young rookie here. He could drop to me, especially with the fact that he's been in towards the back of the batting order the last couple of days. It's a little scary when you invest this high of a pick in a guy that is hitting, say, sixth. I think it was fifth or sixth the last couple of days. So. All right, we're next up here. We got go outfield. It's really hard for me to pass up the upside of Arenado. And he's more of a sure thing, I feel like, than everything else out there. So we're grabbing him next time around and probably going to attack pitcher. I didn't want to reach on one. There's a lot of guys that I like here in this next little area. So I'm going to try and go after one of them. My favorite being Framber. Second is Castillo. So Framber just went. Castillo is where I will probably try and go. Now, if I can't get him, I'll just go to Oscar and I'll punt pitcher a little bit more. So Castillo, he's mine. Let's check up. All right, we got 7 of 12 filled in the one we're trying to draft. So got that there. Hopefully we get a mid-round draft pick. I think that's the way to do it. I think that's where my favorite is. Kind of constant action, so you can talk about everything and go through it all. No, there's a bad echo. Thank you for letting me know. This happened the other day too. What about if I use this mic, Jeff? Is this a little bit better? This one works better last time we were live streaming. Let's go double mic. Petro, how's that?
I don't know what's going on then.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that
might
might
actually
actually
be.
be.
Is that better? Little technical difficulties solved. I like it. All right. Now we can get into it. Still waiting for 2 on our draft. Glad glad we got the technical issues solved. Might just have to go pretty heavy pitcher on this one. 3 of the top 7 being pitchers. I'm going to reach a little bit and take Tyler O'Neill there to just stack him with good old Arenado. I really do like O'Neill. I think he has huge upside this year. All right, here we go. We're waiting for 1. All right. Jump in if you're not already. Let's do it. Still waiting for 1. Jump right in. Let's do it. Let's draft some baseball teams. Here we go. Ooh, I got the 101. Love it. Haven't haven't had the 101 on one of these yet. And personally, I have been going outside of Aaron Judge, but as my normal co-host would hate me if I did not take good old Aaron Judge in her honor because she is out today. I'll go with him as the 101. I do probably need a little bit more Judge exposure anyways. So good old Aaron Judge is going to be my pick. Just so you guys know, most of the time I have been taking Soto or Acuna. Um, I love the upside of both of them. Judge, I mean, if he can do anything close to what he did last season, is likely the best pick. If he repeats that, which is highly doubtful, he's of course the best pick. But it's a big if there. So, all right, we are on and rolling. Is anybody in here drafting with us or what? All right. Now we are off and running. Wow. Garrett Cole going 5. That is wild to me. It is not something that I would condone there. If you have listened to some of our other drafts, I think that I wouldn't take Cole first off the board as a pitcher, let alone at 5. But hey, guaranteed he has his reasons. There is some data that shows that going early pitcher does make sense. Just these top tier hitters are so much better than the lower tiers, so I find it real hard fading them. And we're coming back around here. 9th pick now. Jordan is still on the board. Mookie Betts is on the board. Top infielders are still there, minus Trey Turner. There goes J-Ram. Looks like a bunch of Raptors are sitting today if you're playing some old NBA DFS. All right. Coming back around finally. Tucker going at 13. Schwarber at 14. Corbin is likely the first pitcher off the board for me. At least that's what I've been going. However, I've really been fading the top couple pitchers for this season. I just think there's a lot of guys later that have similar upside, and you can smash some of these hitters that have a ridiculous amount of upside. All right, we're coming back around now. I got 5 more picks. Any of these infielders here are going to be my pick if they are there. I would absolutely love Goldie to fall, but there was no way he was going to. I've seen Tatis start to fall a little bit, so I would not be surprised whatsoever if I got to him. Getting a little Atlanta stack here would be nice also. It does look like they got Patrick Corbin for the first game of the season, which, I mean, this is season long, so just one game doesn't matter that much, but would be nice to be in first place from the start. Roll with it all the way to the end. All right, now I'm next on the board here. Let's see who we got. So I can definitely go with an Atlanta stack if I want. I'll have Tatis. Tatis is real tempting for me here. The fact that, he misses 3 weeks of this season, but he's going to get everything else. He's absolutely crushing it now. I just can't pass that up. Then I'll go with some safety here, and we'll just take Austin Riley. Now I got two infielders, two real solid ones, and then Judge. So I really need to probably focus on pitcher a little bit and outfield if I can. Now that's a big if because it really can be hard to get some outfield. So I need to focus on that before pitchers. Long time waiting here between picks when you're on the turn. It's not quite as fun. Whoa. Going Cole, Strider, DeGrom out the gate. Interesting strategy, Cotton. We'll see how that plays out here for him. That is real pitcher heavy. But, I mean, if you're going to go, say, only 4 or 5 pitchers and then just have a ton of infielder and outfielders, I could see how it would play out. Your pitchers just can't get hurt. These guys at the top of the draft, we know that they are the most likely, say, get 200 plus innings. So I get the logic with it. I'm just not doing it. All right, we're 15 picks away still here. All right. Let's check the board, see if anything crazy happened again. No. All pretty normal. Now I'm still 10 picks away, so all these guys are likely taken. If I can get Cease and an outfielder, I'd be extremely happy with how my team is rounding out here. Now, having Tatis, I might have, a little more infield exposure than I would if I had, say, Goldie and Riley. Just the fact that Tatis is going to miss the couple weeks. I need to make sure I have some decent weeks those weeks. Can't totally just mail them in. All right, now here we come. 6 picks away. 5, Arenado's gone. Now I got to kind of lock in, figure out what I'm going to do here. I would love Bobby Witt to drop. I don't really need another infielder, but you're talking about getting somebody that's been going at ADP 32, getting him at 48. I will take that all day long if it happens, as long as the guy is not injured. So that would be the one exception to that rule. Fortunately, Cease went. Cease was the other guy I was targeting, and he went to the guy that's taking every single pitcher. Cole, Strider, DeGrom, Cease off the board. I guess I should have expected that one. Now, it's going risky going that hard at pitcher. So if I was him, I definitely would have pivoted a little bit to spreading it out. But he's got his strategy. He's going for it. I don't mind it. Now, right around this spot, 48, 50 is where I've been taking a pitcher a lot. Sometimes I've been waiting one more round, and Gosman is a pitcher that I have a ton of, and I really do like. I'm going to hope he follows to me the next time I come instead of taking him. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take Teoscar and then Framber. So now at least I got my number one pitcher. My outfield is solidifying slowly here. Infield, we got a couple studs. I like how it's playing out. One issue I have with Framber is he just doesn't have some of the strikeout numbers that some of the other top tier guys have. So maybe his upside is a little more limited, but you're talking about a guy in a really good team, been going deep into games, can rack up some wins, some quality starts, and all that stuff. So I definitely do like him. Now, once again, 19 picks away. I hate being on the end. So I just hate waiting so long in between picks. It's much more fun when you're in the action or have a co-host here to talk with in between. All right. Yeah, it is hard to play on the ends. It makes it a lot harder. You end up having to reach for guys if you really want them. So that's my major problem with them is that you have to reach for guys, and I don't like to do that. I kind of like the draft to come to me and fall to me a little bit. So reaching for guys is not quite my favorite thing to do. I absolutely do it from time to time, but I just try not to. Gosman's gone. Let's check in on. Oh, wow. 5 pitchers straight from this guy. That is crazy. 4 infielders, 1 outfielder here. we got here? Now, this guy takes another pitcher, I will be shocked. All right. He went Onel Cruz, so he's on 2 fielders finally. Now, a couple more picks, and then I'm up. My guy Taylor Ward was just taken, which that's a bummer. I really like him this year. I've also been coming around on some of those late Angels players. You have Jared Walsh, who's going essentially just not being picked, but he's a guy that has done really well offensively. Totally fell off last year because of injury, but you have him. You have Anthony Rendon, another injury casualty. With only one pitcher, pretty flat as far as infields and outfields. So I'm going to go with one pitcher, and then I'm going to take JD Martinez. I like this Dodger lineup. There's a lot of pieces late in this draft that you can stack with them. So it's a big reason why I like them. And it's also the Dodgers always figure out how to make it work. And kind of counting on that when I'm picking, Dodgers outside of, Mookie and Freeman, who are obviously studs. All right. So it's kind of another thing I like to do during drafts is I do like to kind of check out what everybody's doing. So this guy we know has 5 pitchers and 1 infielder. So he's obviously going to be focused on infielder, outfielder, probably for the rest of the draft. Yep, he went outfielder there. This guy does not have a pitcher yet. So pretty soon he's going to start really going to pitchers. Everybody else, it seems like they're fairly spread out here. Pitching has gone fairly early in this draft. Sometimes it drops a little bit more than this. It just hasn't really been happening in this draft. All right, still 15 picks away. Here we got my team. We got Framber, Max Fried, Fernando Tatis, Austin Riley, Aaron Judge, Teoscar Hernandez, JD Martinez. Not a single stack yet. That will be a priority for me as the draft goes on, making sure I get some stacks there. So I will definitely be keeping that as a decision mark later in the draft here. If I'm between 2 players, but one is a stack, it is absolutely the stack way that I'm going to be going. Now we got 10 more picks here. Check back in here. So, with pitcher going so early, I'm expecting some later pitchers to fall a little bit as guys start aiming to get as many bats as they can. That might work in our favor a little bit because we have two solid pitchers, top end rotation guys on good teams. We can probably pick up some other solid tier starters a little bit later while we keep making those hitters better. All right, so I got 4 more picks here. So Wander's a guy that I do really like. Tampa Bay is kind of a hard one to stack, so that is a little bit of a bummer. The Cubs have great end of the season schedule, so Dansby is absolutely on the board. Um, Reese, I wish Underdog would just take him out of the queue because he's done for the season. Just warning for anybody trying to watch these drafts: do not take Reese. Tore his ACL yesterday. He is going to be out for the season. Real bad break for the Phillies. All right, now next up. Could get Wander here. I don't mind going Renfroe too. 30 home runs. 60 home runs over the last 2 years. And you're talking about him hitting behind Ohtani and Trout, which is real nice. It's definitely lock in Franco, though. Yeah, let's just get that outfield going a little bit here. I really need to start focusing on stacks and pitchers a little bit more here. Haven't been overlooking that a little bit. All right. 18 away. So looks like we have some real lopsided rosters here. 5 pitchers, 1 infielder, 2 outfielders, 4 2-2. No wonder pitchers this draft have been a little harder to get. That's the 5-1 guy. 1 4-3. Real heavy outfield there. I like where I'm at compared to some of the other teams here. I have a real good base, pitchers and hitters. I do need to probably hammer some of the pitchers in these next rounds before really a cliff that that pitchers fall off, or a lot more unknowns, which it's not that bad of a thing to have unknowns. We just need to get those innings, so you're going to need to get lucky a little bit, which can absolutely happen. There's a ton of pitchers in these middle rounds that I like, that I think have serious upside. So it's probably my plan is hammering some pitchers over the next 4 or 5 rounds. Maybe not go all pitchers, but at least 3 in the next 5 is what I'm looking to do. And obviously, I need to stack. I currently have 7 hitters on 7 different teams. So the majority of my hitters from here on out will be stacking with one of the guys that I already have. Like Rizzo is probably going to be a priority for me here. I would love to be able to go Nestor and Rizzo with my next 2 picks. Obviously, Nestor doesn't help the stack, but he is my favorite pitcher in this current little range. Jesus Luzardo is another guy that I really like. His upside is enormous, but this guy just cannot stay healthy. So a little worried there, but if I can, I'll take him. But Rizzo and Cortez are definitely who I'm going for if I can. All right, now one more to go. I do like Nate Lowe. Oh, unfortunately, Nestor went. I might just go heavy here, unfortunately, on infield. If I do this, I'll probably be pretty much done with infield, though. Let's take Rizzo for sure here. Give myself a little more time. I don't really need to go Muncy. Other Dodgers I can stack with. Let's just go with the upside of Luzardo. He looks super good in the WCB too. But I probably do need some of that strikeout upside. Only 3 pitchers. Would like to get more here. All right. Now, it's a while until I'm back, but I like most of these pitchers right here. Pablo Lopez, great team. He's getting the start. Day 1 starter for the Twins, opening day starter, I mean. But Lopez was amazing to begin the season last year. He fell off a little bit, towards the end of the season, but if he can finish as he started, he's going to be a great addition to that Twins team. I really like him. I really like Joe Ryan. Jeffrey Springs has shown he was good last year, has been really good this spring. So I really like these guys. I'd be totally fine with them coming down to me. Reed Detmier's guy that has been shooting up ADPs lately. He's looked really good. He obviously had that no hitter last year, but his spring numbers, and after he got sent to the minors last year, his numbers were really good. So he's definitely interesting. Springs went here, but these are some guys I'm really going to need to kind of focus on, as right now all I got stack wise is Rizzo Judge, which is not a bad stack, but we'll see. Being 16 picks away, it's going to be hard to get some of my stacks. Obviously, Glass now has a ton of risk, but this is the range that I think it makes sense to start thinking about taking him. We know he's starting on the IL. We just don't know how long he's going to be out. It seemed like Tampa Bay wasn't too worried about him. So there is some promise there if you want to take a risk. On a team like this where I'm a little outfield depleted, pitching depleted, I don't mind going Glass now, but I probably would want to make sure I'm going 6 pitchers at least, just because I'm not going to have him for a few weeks. Big worry, though, is the fact that I have Luzardo. I don't want too many guys, too many pitchers that just can't get through a full season. All right, 10 more picks. Let's get this going here. In the 12th round, my boy Patrick Sandoval already went. Wow. 134? That might be the highest I've seen him drafted yet. That's crazy. All right. So with Teoscar, I want to put both the Mariners on there. Not outfield is looking fairly thin here. I like my boy Joe Ryan there. Tellez is off the board. He's another guy that I do like this season. I'm going to have to put Will Smith on here, unfortunately. And this is where I'm saying that you got to draft outfield early. It's just the quality of guy goes down so much once you get into this range of outfield. Conha is a guy that I do like, that I feel like is going a little slept on. He was hurt all of last year, but he has a decent bat. He's on a good team. Should be able to get some counting stats. You know, he just doesn't have a ton of power. That's the one issue with him. And not a ton of speed either, which that's the thing with fantasy is you either need speed or power. But being drafted in this round is a different story. All right, so I'm going to take Joe Ryan. Need some more pitchers, and then I'm going to go with Ty France. I think that he just has way more upside than Suarez does, just because he's going to be likely hitting 2 or 3 right behind uh, Julio and probably before Hernandez, whereas Suarez is going to hit 5 or 6. Suarez obviously has huge home run potential, uh, but he's just not as good at the counting stacks. He's not as good at just getting on and keeping in some consistency. He is nice in this best ball format, though, because one, strikeouts don't count against you, and two, when he's hot, he's really hot. So he can have some huge weeks that really propel you. So it's something to take into consideration when you are, picking guys, is when guys get hot or cold, those huge hot weeks can really carry your team or anchor your team for a few weeks. All right, so right now I have 4 guys on my team that are stacked, being Rizzo, Judge, and then France Hernandez. Now, I like to get to 10 plus, so stacks are still heavily on my radar, as is pitcher. I'm also, I would like to get outfield more than I would infield, but not totally a necessity as far as which way I go yet. Man, just wild how Joey Gallo just fell off last year. 38 home runs to 19 home runs. It's crazy. 1,300 underdog points to 714. That is wild. But hey, 714 is essentially his floor. His floor. He's on a 1-year prove it deal. I don't mind betting on that he figures it out. I also don't love it. Neither of those guys I have anything with stacks, which is a bummer, which is why Will Smith is above them. Will Smith off the board. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up with work in between picks here. Trying to keep everybody informed on what's going on. We got 6 more picks here until it's my turn. I don't mind going Brandon Lau to try and get that Tampa Bay stack that I will have. I love some of these late Angel players. As I said, I'm really coming around some of them. Rendon, we know, is a great hitter. Another guy just has not been healthy. Rendon is gone. Reaching big time on him, though. Could have waited a little while, I think. So, at outfield, Aaron Judge, picking him first is pretty much saying he's going to be in my lineup 95% of the weeks. So, really, I'm trying to fill 2 extra spots. So, I don't think I need super deep outfield. I think if I get to 6, I'm good there. And then infield, I can probably have a few more guys. And the way this lineup is setting up, it looks like I'm going to be probably kind of balanced where, maybe 7-7-6, something like that. I'm going to lock up that Tampa Bay stack there. Hunter Brown is a guy that's super interesting. Prospect. Looks great. The fact that he's playing catch without issue in that news kind of worries me, though. I'm going to go Drew Rasmussen. He's another guy with some pretty solid upside for pitcher. So now I got 5 pitchers. I like to go 5 to 7, keep it in that range. The fact that I have 2 solid top tier starters, I may stay with 6 on this one. All right. How we going here? Pitcher guy. Pitcher guy, pitcher guy, pitcher guy. All right, let's take a look at pitcher guy. Buy him for. He has Cole, Strider, DeGrom, Cease, Castillo, Severino. Infield wise, O'Neill Cruz, JT Real Meout. Actually, we can go this way. Cruz, Tyler O'Neill. Apparently he likes O'Neill's. Lars Nootbaar, Riley Green, Severino, JT, Jake McCarthy, Andrew Vaughn, Anthony Rodon, Trenton Casas. So really he ended up just drafting high upside guys. Infield and outfield, just kind of hoping he hits it out of the park with a couple of them. It's risky, but hey, we're trying to win 100K here. We're not just trying to minimum cash, which I think a strategy like that is all or nothing. You know, you're either going to get some teams into the finals and possibly come through then, or you're going to crash and burn. I do think he probably needs to be a little more stacked with this type of strategy, because you're going to want a couple hitting teams that just get hot to pull you through. If you're drafting that many pitchers that high in the draft, I think you're going to need to get lucky with the hitters in the timely weeks. Yeah, I don't hate it either. I don't love it. I think he needs to get kind of lucky here, but you know, he obviously knows what he's doing and trying to set, you know, a specific goal for his teams. All right. Jorge Polanco is a guy that I've been real high on all year. However, it's a bummer he's going to start on the IR now. He had some issues with his knee that got hurt last year, so that's a big bummer. I'm not drafting him anymore because of that. Trying to pull down my overall exposure to him. I still like him. Still think he's going to be fine. But just not drafting him here. This is where he's been getting drafted pretty much all offseason. I love myself some Grisham. Ozuna is likely my next pick here. Gets me that Austin Riley stack. He also has been hitting fourth the last couple days. So if he is in the heart of that Braves lineup, I really like it. So I did get Ozuna. I'm going to wait to push that through just so I can try and figure out my next pick while it's happening. Slowly, I am starting to get more and more. Now, I have Tatis, so I'm going to go with Trent Grisham after that. So we got Grisham and Ozuna. With that, I mean, I got 6 outfielders now. I can be good at outfielder. James Outman is somebody I may take with my last pick. Looks like he's going to get the Dodgers starting job, or Dodgers, he's going to make the opening day roster. So that's interesting to me. And then I'm kind of weak at pitcher, so I would like to take one more pitcher here. It's, you know, I only have 3 more picks. I got 18th, 19th, and 20th round picks, so it's going to come up pretty quick. Overall, I like my team. Don't love it. A pitcher may be a little rough. I'm going to crush the infielding and outfielding. It's solid, actually. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Jared Walsh might be an interesting one late, too. Just as I said, with Renfroe, I like that. Yeah, I've figured out how to stack most of my players here, which is nice. So it's going the way I usually plan it. Let's look at some of the other badge bros here. So 6 pitchers, 6 infielders, 4 outfielders. Mookie, this guy isn't going to need to hit outfield hard. He's real weak on outfield right now. Kalinick has put on a clinic this spring, but that strikeout rate was high last year. If that happens again, no way Seattle's going to be playing him every day. So, major risk with that. Um, all right, now 12 picks away. Let's count up my total stacks here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 11 guys stacked right now. That's what I was hoping for. Like I said, 10 plus. So stacking isn't a super priority. Still helps, though. Still helps. Let's, pitching wise, keep coming back to Syndergaard. He's real interesting for me. Just the Dodgers have a way of making a vet a good pitcher again. So I keep coming back to him. I think Heaney is going way underdrafted. The upside that he has is just great. Martin Perez somehow just absolutely crushed last year. I think he has a real path to eat some innings and do well. I mean, you're getting a guy that had 190 innings last year this late in the draft. That's pretty interesting to me. Obviously, Nelson Cruz is one of my other late round favorites there. Talking about a guy we all know can absolutely crush, had 32 home runs the year before last. That was when he was in a decent lineup. Last year, he had nobody around him. And he's going to have some bodies, some nice bats around him this year. So I would not be surprised if he had a little bit of a bounce back season there. So I'll go with, probably go with Perez. Actually, no, Perez. I'm going to go with Heaney. Then probably hope Perez falls to me in the last round, but I don't really care that much. I'm going to go Nelson Cruz here. Now in this last round, there's a lot of ways I can go here. I'm going to either go infield or pitcher. Don't mind going pitcher. If I was able to get a guy like Perez where I know he's going to eat some innings, make me feel a lot better about some of these higher upside plays I have here with guys like Luzardo. However, I also don't like going too hard in pitching. Unless you get, if you have a ton of pitchers and you're going for as many 2 starts as possible, I think it makes a little more sense. But in that case, you have to really understand which teams are going with the 5-man rotations and 6. Like Padres, looks like they're going 6. Angels go 6 because they have Ohtani. They just don't want to push him every 5 days while he's batting also. So you got to try and stay away from those 6 rotation teams. Yandy Diaz is another guy late that is very interesting here. Actually might go Yandy. Martin Perez, unfortunately, was just taken, so he's off the board. Yeah, we're going to go 6, 7, 7. We're going infield. really don't know how many weeks I would get from one of these starters being in my starting rotation here. Sonny Gray is kind of interesting, though, but hasn't been able to put over 130 innings. Don't love that. All right, let's look back at some of these teams. Let's see how many stacks he has. So he has a Cincinnati stack, so 2. St. Louis stack. Yeah, 3 guys on St. Louis, Arizona, Detroit. 2 Philly guys. See? So he figured out a couple stacks late. Real solid pitching on his team. I don't hate it. It's definitely going to need some things to go right for him. Don't hate it. The one thing I would say about this hard going pitching early thing, no way I would have taken Severino. I would have kept it to 5 here. If you're putting, this is my thinking, if you're putting that many assets towards your starting pitching, you're expecting those guys to just blow it out of the water. So by adding additional pitchers, you're making those first couple picks a little more worthless. You know, it's like you don't quite believe in them. For that reason, I probably would have stuck to 5. But he's put his team together. It's decent. I like it. Here's another guy. Looks like he went just McClanahan and then punts there. Let's see here. So Cantera. Real solid pitching. See, this is another one where I don't think I would have gone to 7 pitchers here. Like, yeah, these guys can absolutely give you a couple weeks, but I think the chance of actually winning would have been better had he put some more towards his hitters. But hey, Best Ball's still new. We still have a lot to figure out with this game, which makes it exciting too, because you can still kind of figure out your own strategies. Personally, if I put too many assets toward one position, I like to stop drafting that spot. On this team in particular, I am pretty spread out, and that's why I'm ending up with a team that is balanced, say 6, 7, 7. I do like to have a little more on the hitting side, just because we are going to be playing 3 pitchers, 3 infield, 3 outfielder, and then a flex. And the flex is a hitter. So you're playing 7 hitters a week and 3 pitchers a week. With the flex, I like to have a little more room that way. And I'm going to go Yandy if he falls to me. If not him, I'll get Walsh for my last pick. Make that Renfroe and Walsh stack. Walsh stack go. This is really the reason for Walsh. Dude absolutely crushed 2021. 29 homers, almost 100 RBIs. That's when the Angels weren't even that good. Last year, he started solid, got hurt, was never really the same. But he's been good in spring. He was 100% a month ago. I could see him having a bounce back season, and nobody's been drafting him. So that's what is really interesting, is that if I was to get to the finals and had a guy like that, very few people would have him. That's kind of what I like there. I am going to go Yandy, though. Rangers Rangers. Rays seem to always make it work. Good season last year. Not quite as much upside. Screw it. Let's go Walsh. That's on-screen tilt right there. Went with Walsh. There's the team. Here we go. The full team is Framber, Max Fried, Jesus Luzardo, Joe Ryan, Drew Rasmussen, Andrew Heaney. Then in infield, I got Fernando Tatis, Austin Riley, Wander Franco, Anthony Rizzo, Ty France, Brandon Lau, or Lowe. I forget which one says Lowe or Lau. Jared Walsh, Aaron Judge, Teoscar Hernandez, JD Martinez, Hunter Renfroe, Marcelo Zuna, Trent Grisham, and Nelson Cruz rounding out my team. I like it. I had a good time drafting with you guys, and I will see you soon.